Good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, Cash and I are loaded up and heading out of Bastrop State Park. We had a pretty good time. The crazy thing is, I showered this morning in cold water, and I am still sweating. So camping June, July, August, September might not be in the cards, you know, at least in Texas, or where I'm not around water and I can jump in. We are on our way to Gonzales. Let the history lesson begin today. I'll see you shortly.
Okay guys, I have made it to Gonzales, Texas, and right now I am in Hero Square in honor of those that fought. And you can see it barely. Let's see if the wind will catch it. They've got the big "Come and Take It" flag. And this guy behind me is Andrew Ponton, and I'd never heard of him before, but he was one of the early settlers here, and eventually became the mayor of Gonzales, and one of the main figures that did not want to turn over the cannon to the Mexican army when they requested it. He also led or put together for William Travis 32 men to go down to the Alamo, and of course they lost their life at the Alamo, and forever will be known as the Immortal 32 here in Gonzales. And of course the Battle of the Alamo was 1836. Also, the Battle of Gonzales is really kind of the start of the, well, I guess the way I understand it is the non-willingness to give the cannon was the start of the Texas Revolutionary War, or the Texas Revolution that led to our independence. I'm not much of a history teacher, but pretty interesting, and I'm going to go to a museum and maybe get some facts right or wrong that I've got, and we'll straighten them out, and then we're going to go see where the battle actually took place. We'll see y'all shortly. This little cannon is what started it all. Yeah. This little cannon. The Mexicans wanted it, and we didn't want to give it back. And I believe we had it from the Mexicans originally, right?
No.
Because we were fighting the Apache.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm at the Gonzales Museum. It's basically dedicated to the old 18 of Gonzales. The old 18 are the guys that would not give up the cannon after the Mexican army wanted it back. Interesting enough, the Mexican army gave Gonzales this cannon to help fight off the Apache. Well, then the Apache were taken care of, and the Mexican army wanted their cannon back. And you saw how small that little cannon is, and it's amazing that something that small meant so much, but it did. So the original, the old 18 would not give that cannon up, and they buried it down by the Guadalupe River, and then several of them, I don't know how many exactly, went on down to the Alamo and became part of the Immortal 32. So after the Alamo fell, Sam Houston decided it was time to burn Gonzales. So he ordered basically evacuation of Gonzales and told them to burn everything because they didn't want the Mexican army to get any supplies. So pretty interesting history to this town for sure. And this is right here. Names of the Immortal 32. And then, yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I'm finding out that I grew up on Sam Houston, and our neighborhood had Milam, Reagan, Crosby, Bowie, Fannin, all these streets. And I just found out, because I never knew like who Milam was involved in the independence of Texas. And he was one of the guys that buried the cannon. And when the cannon was buried in 1835, it was not until 1935 that the cannon was unearthed. 1935, there was a major flood, and some guys that were out looking for survivors from the flood came across the cannon. And there's a whole part more history on that, but of different hands that traded and so forth, but I'm not gonna get into that. So our next stop is going to see where the battle took place. Having a good time. Talk to you in a little bit. So I'm at the monument outside of Gonzales, and basically this is where the first shot was fired for the Texas Revolution from Mexico. And this is the place where the first shots were fired. And this shot was heard around the world, and it brought a lot of people down to help fight for the Texas independence. So anyway, now we're gonna head on down to Goliad, and I think Goliad has a little Texas history to share as well. All right, see you shortly. Okay guys, I am standing on the grounds where Fannin and his men were massacred. Cash, what do you think, buddy? So this happened March 6, 1836 is when the Alamo failed, and then on March 20th, Fannin surrenders, and then on March 27th, 1836, the Mexican army massacred 350 men of Fannin's army. Interesting thing about Fannin is that when he witnessed the massacre, and he asked the Mexican army, Santa Anna, said, hey, please give my stuff to my family and give me a Christian burial and don't shoot me in the face. Well, the Mexicans stole all his stuff, shot him in the face, and burned his body. And basically, the bodies were just put in a pile and burned. And they said it burned for weeks after it. And the prairie wolves would come and have snacks off the bodies of the men from the Goliad massacre. These are the barracks where Fannin and his men stayed. This is where they stood to defend themselves. And all throughout the fort, they have these little shooting holes. This is where, after the fall of the Alamo, Fannon's group of soldiers, around 400 of them, were ordered by Sam Houston to get out of Goliad and head down to Victoria. Well, the Mexican army had other plans, and this is where the Mexican army and Fannon's group met up for a little battle. Fannon's guys were outnumbered, so Fannon surrendered, and we all know what happens after that. Fannon and all his men were massacred, and not everybody knows. Everybody remember the Alamo, but remember Goliad is also a scream they yelled at San Jacinto. So here we are at their little monument for the battle. We're gonna get in the car now, and we are heading down to Port Aransas. So another hour or two to drive. So Cash,
did it in a very short period of time. Why so? Probably because we're more.
He's ready to get to the beach.
People.
We'll see y'all shortly.
So that's just the first thing.
Hey Cash, we made it to Port Aransas. We made it to Port Aransas, and I don't know if I have to get on a ferry or not. But we're here.
Take a slight right turn.
Now the
keep left.
fun starts for Cash. Some beach time. Cash is about to go on his first ferry ride. What do you think about this, Cash? Have I mentioned everywhere I go it's hot? I'm here at my little RV campground in Port Aransas, and if you notice, there's no shade anywhere. I might have to buy an awning or a canopy or something. Oh, I was gonna take you back here. So I had everything loaded up on the camper, and I'm curious as to how things rode here. We're about to find out. We are about to find out. That fell. Hey, everything stayed pretty good on the food. I'm gonna have to start cooking now. I'll probably eat some seafood tonight, but I'm unloading the truck, and I'm gonna take Cash to the beach, and now the real fun starts for the videos. See you shortly. Apparently golf carts are big on the island because everybody's leasing them. I guess I'm gonna have to get a t-shirt too when I come down here. Look at the bright ones. It is so blazing hot. I know you are sick of me saying it, but it is blazing hot. And now I feel like we're getting close to the beach. I sure hope so. I know Cash is ready. The water looks blue. Wow. Beach permit required.
Beach permit required. Huh. Where do I go get a beach permit? No fire. Beach parking permit. Okay. Change of plans, we gotta go find a beach permit. Okay. Driving to the beach, part 2. If you ever come to Port Aransas to get on the beach, there's your little sticker. They sell them at convenience stores. So no big deal. $12 for a year. To me, that's a pretty good deal. And I guess you're allowed to 3 nights a week camp on the beach with it, or 3 times a month, I don't know. But here we are, pulling back to the beach. I'm kind of excited, like a little kid. Kind of wish you were here with me. We got high water. I'm just gonna go right. Roll down the window for gas to smell the salty air. There we go. And there's the beach. And there's the port body. Alright. When I have something better to show y'all, I'll come back. Drop it. One more, drop it. So y'all got to see Cash's first time in saltwater at the beach. Needless to say, I think he loves it. Now the fun starts for Cash. He just kind of went along on the history tour. Now it's all about the beach, all about having fun. All right, Cash, one more time, buddy. So it's funny to see how things worked out. I have all this food to cook, and I haven't been cooking anything, but I'm going to start tomorrow, I promise. But tonight I think I'm going to take food home one more time and work on the video and maybe watch a little Monday Night Football. But I promise I'm going to do a little cooking, and you won't want to miss it because I've got some amazing made-up recipes to share with the whole YouTube world. Anyway, not a whole lot of people on the beach right now. We're gonna come back first thing in the morning, maybe watch the sunrise. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Hey guys, today was a great day. I loved going to see Gonzales and Goliad and learning more about Texas history than I ever thought I would ever know. Pretty impressive. I a lot of people don't know this, but one of the reasons I liked history was Coach Reynolds in high school. If you knew Coach Reynolds, if you played for him in football, he was my defensive back coach. Very intense guy. And I can remember him teaching history, and he was just intense about history. He loved it, loved teaching it, and it made me like it. But most of all, my dad, he was a huge history buff. And my dad was one of the smartest guys I've ever known. He had a way of explaining things, history, whether it's biblical or worldly. He could talk about it. He probably missed his calling. He should have been a professor in a college teaching some type of history, mainly theology, because he taught it in a way that, anyway. But I know my dad's proud of me and the trip I took. My only regret is that why didn't I take my dad on a trip like this before he passed away? That would have been a great father-son trip for us to take. But you can't look back, you gotta look forward. I know he's happy, he's looking down on me, excited that I did it. But we got to the beach tonight. We had a blast. You saw Cash swimming, and now for the next 3 or 4 days, we're just going to spend time exploring down on the coast. I'm going fishing on Wednesday, and but other than that, it's just we're going to wake up and do what we want. I'm going to try to get up and go see the sunrise in the morning. No guarantees. I'm pretty tired from all the driving. But I hope you're enjoying my videos. I kind of like making them. And I'm going to continue to make them whether you like them or not. So, Chitwood out.